This is the MeteoMark Weather Show. Weather told from the eyes of Mark here at MeteoMark. Let's take a look at some viewer sent in photos. These are actually from last week. I have been suffering from a bout of allergies and illness, so not very fun. So let's take a look at some of the Linden, Texas. Lucas here. Thank you, Lucas, for sending these in. You can see very interesting photos here. Actually, very brilliant photos, I must say. If you take a look, I'll kind of move across the screen here to show you different vantage points of this moon that he caught last week. I believe it was September 18th, so thank you, Lucas. A brilliant moon picture sent in. Those are the photos of the day. So let's take a look, and for the week, for that matter, so far. So let's get right into this forecast that we're supposed to have an interesting storm. However, here at MeteoMark, I've been very skeptical because the models have been all over the place this year. In fact, the models really have not had a good indication of anything. The tropics, really quiet at the current time. We do have that disturbance here in the Gulf of Mexico, but other than that, that could be what becomes our nor'easter / hybrid system that I'm about to talk about. Now let's take a look at that. We're looking at the end of the week here and weekend setup. Here across the northern plains, we're going to stay really active and pretty warm. Here across the east, we're going to stay pretty temperate, normal. And here's where we could get into a little bit of trouble. This system will inch its way off the coastline here and could cause some impacts to some of the, possibly the Outer Banks. Portions of Florida are looking at some impacts, but thankfully it won't be any hurricane or hybrid storm impacts. And further up the coast, maybe as far east as Cape Cod, could experience some effects, maybe later this weekend into early next week. But we're not looking at this to be a widespread storm. So right now the models are, and I'll talk about those models, but take a look at the brilliant weekend we're looking at up and down the East Coast, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley. We're looking at a stellar weekend, so get out there and enjoy it. Let's take a look at that hybrid storm scenario here. Of course, yesterday the models were kind of hinting at a more westerly, especially the European and the Euro as well, and the Canadian. However, at this time, the American models, the Canadian model, and the Euro models have all shifted further off the coast, just as we thought today would happen. And I'm not expecting this storm to become anything that's really out of this world. We're not talking about another Sandy here, folks. Please do not try to make this into something it's not, because this storm looks like it's going to be mainly a fish storm. Of course, in Florida, we could get some of those heavier rains here, but up and down the East Coast here, we could have some higher seas than normal, but we're looking at mainly an impact out here, out to sea, maybe as far east as Bermuda. And like I said, Cape Cod and the Outer Banks may have some impacts, like some heavy rain and some wind, especially Monday, but we're not looking at anything major. And the Northeast looks pretty nice here this weekend, so get out there and enjoy it. For New England, Mid-Atlantic, this could be one of your last major nice weekends across the northeastern corridor. So that's what we're looking at for this system. There's two main tracks, but I would really disregard the up the eastern seaboard and more off the coast, as this high pressure, it is a blocking high up here in Greenland and eastern Canada, Newfoundland over towards Nova Scotia, but we're not looking at a major blocking pattern. So that's what we're looking at here, and like I said, the tropics really winding down for this season. So that's pretty much going to do it. I'll continue to update you here as often as I can. Don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. Here is a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers in the Susquehanna region of the southern tier of upstate New York and northeast Pennsylvania, including Scranton, Binghamton, and Elmira. Take a look at this. We end the week here Look at how stellar this is. Look at we're heading into a magnificent weekend here for portions of Friday into Saturday. Take a look at this. If you have off this weekend, you are really looking at a major stellar weekend here across much of the Susquehanna region. And really heading on into early next week as well. You really can't complain with overnight lows in the lower to middle 40s and daytime highs generally around that 70 to 72 degree mark. That's going to do it for MeteoMark.